Have you ever wondered how to make sense of data about actions and behaviors? This is called behavioral data analysis, and it can be done using Python. Python is a powerful tool to analyze and visualize this data, even for beginners. This essay will guide you through the process, step by step. We will explore how to understand, analyze, and visualize behavioral data using simple examples and code snippets. By the end, you'll be able to gain insights from your own data. Ready to begin? Let's dive in. We'll start by understanding the data itself. Then, we'll move on to analyzing it to discover patterns. Finally, we'll visualize these patterns for easy understanding. Let's get started. Before we can analyze data, we need to understand what it represents. Imagine we have data about a cat's daily activities: sleeping, eating, playing, and exploring. This data is recorded with activity codes and timestamps. For example, S might represent sleeping, E for eating, P for playing, and X for exploring. Each activity is linked to a specific time, so S0900 means the cat started sleeping at 9 a.m. Understanding these codes and timestamps is key to analyzing the data. This provides context and meaning to the raw data points. Now that we understand our data, let's move on to analyzing it. Now let's use Python to analyze this data. We'll count how many times each activity occurred and calculate the duration of each activity. The code first creates dictionaries to store the counts and durations for each activity. Then it would read the data and process it to populate these dictionaries. This analysis reveals interesting patterns in the cat's behavior. For instance, we might find that the cat sleeps for most of the day, or that it plays more often in the afternoon. Let's move on to visualizing these patterns. Section 4. Visualizing the data. A picture speaks 1,000 words. A visual representation of data helps us understand it better. Let's create a bar chart to visualize the cat's activity patterns using Python's matplotlib library. Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Then use plt.bar, activity_counts.keys, activity_counts.values. Set the x-axis label with pltx label categories, and the y-axis label with plty label frequency. Finally, give the chart a title with plt.title, bar chart example, and display it using plt.show. This code generates a bar chart where each bar represents an activity. The height of the bar corresponds to how frequently that activity occurred. Visualizing the data in this way allows us to quickly grasp the cat's daily routine. We can easily see which activities are most frequent and which are least frequent. Now that we can visualize the data, let's conclude by discussing the practical applications of these skills. Section 5. Conclusion. Putting insights into action. In this essay, we explored how to analyze and visualize behavioral data using Python. We started by understanding the data itself, then analyzed it to identify patterns, and finally visualized these patterns using a bar chart. These skills have practical applications in various fields. For instance, understanding user behavior on a website can help improve its design and user experience. Analyzing animal behavior can aid in conservation efforts. The possibilities are endless. By applying these techniques, we can unlock valuable insights hidden within behavioral data and use them to make informed decisions.